Dr. Rick Brennan there. Well, joining me now is BBC Afrique's Ibrahima Diane, who's from Guinea. Ibrahima, good to talk to you. First of all, how significant is this important milestone for the people of Guinea?
It's a huge relief that this information is being announced today in Guinea. You know, the impact of Ebola outbreak in Guinea, where it started, is huge. You know, the country's economic has been hugely impacted by this outbreak. So announcing today that the country is Ebola free of transmission of Ebola virus is a huge news. And they will be celebrating this in Guinea tomorrow with the president and big concert from African artists around coming to share the news with Guineans themselves.
How well placed do you think Guinea is now to cope with the possibility of sporadic outbreaks or even a further outbreak?
I think there is one big thing that's important. It's the awareness that this kind of thing can happen and that the country were not prepared for this. And now they have the awareness, and I think that's one of the first lessons they learned from this. And they have doubled the budget for the health, and they even launched the construction of a new hospital, big hospital in Conakry. So for that, that's a one preparation aside. In terms of infrastructure, I don't think they are up to the amount of impact and consequence is there. But in terms of emergency support, they have the international community support, and that also will help Guinea, especially during this flare period, this intensive monitoring period, to face any resurgence of the disease.
And you talked about the awareness on a government level. What about also in terms of the people of Guinea and how aware they are and how prepared they are?
I think we are a bit far from where we were about a year ago or 2 years ago, when people were denying that there was a disease called Ebola in Guinea at all. So now I think with the number of deaths and number of families affected, there is a kind of awareness coming up, and that's greater now. And the distrust that they had in the health structure in Guinea is changing a little bit, and that's important for the community. One of the important things that people mentioned to me when I called them in Guinea about Ebola situation, they say, look, we usually get cholera outbreak every raining season, but this year we didn't get that because of Ebola. We changed our attitude, we changed our hygiene attitude. So now we wash our hands, we do things differently, and because of that, there were no cholera outbreak in Guinea. So for that, the mentality of the population is also evolving.
Okay, Ibrahima Diane, good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.